My name is Lena Marlowe, and I'm 30 years old.
And a few weeks ago, my boyfriend's mother tried to blackmail me for $15,000 for cosmetic surgery. Not rent, not medical bills, not some emergency to save a life. A facelift, neck work, maybe some lipo if there was enough money left over. And when I said no, she promised she'd turn her son, the man I love, against me. So yeah, I need to vent.
I've been with Ethan for 6 years. We're not married yet, but we live like we are. Shared apartment, shared bills, shared Google Calendar full of birthdays, dentist appointments, and his mother's family dinners that always somehow turned into performance reviews of our lives. Ethan is 31, sweet, steady, and conflict avoidant in that way that makes you want to hug him and shake him at the same time. I work in project management for a tech company. He's in finance, and between the two of us, our life is stable. Not fancy, but comfortable. His mother, Marianne, has always been a bit much. Guilt trips, passive-aggressive comments, comparisons to his ex-girlfriend, Sophie, who was apparently more affectionate, more stylish, and knew how to treat family. For the record, Sophie also knew how to max out Ethan's credit card and talk down to waitstaff, but Marianne conveniently forgets that part. Ethan sees his mom's issues, but he grew up swimming in them. He's learned to float. I'm the one constantly treading water. I've always tried to be polite, to keep the peace, to remind myself, she's his mother. You can't change her. Just set boundaries. Turns out, saying no once was enough to show me exactly who she really is. It started with a text. Late at night, when Ethan had already fallen asleep beside me, his breathing slow and heavy. My phone lit up. Marianne, we need to talk tomorrow. Urgent. Don't tell my son. Red flag number 1. Anytime someone tells you to hide something from your partner, it's rarely because they're planning a surprise party. Still, I tried to give her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe something was wrong with her husband. Maybe she needed help with logistics for an upcoming event. Maybe, for once, this wasn't going to be a headache. Spoiler, it was. I texted back. Sure, coffee tomorrow, 10 a.m. at the place near your salon? She replied almost immediately. Fine, don't be late. I stared at the screen, something heavy settling in my stomach. Ethan stirred beside me. You okay? He mumbled. Yeah, I lied. Your mom just wants to talk tomorrow. He groaned quietly. Good luck with that. I laughed, but it didn't reach my chest. The next morning, I got to the cafe early, ordered a coffee, found a table in the corner. At exactly 10:02, Marianne walked in. No small talk, no hug, no, how are you? She wasn't even wearing her usual bright lipstick, which somehow made her seem more severe. She carried a leather folder tucked under her arm like she was closing a business deal. She didn't order anything, just sat down across from me and set the folder on the table with a quiet thud. I need $15,000, she said. No hello, no preamble. I blinked. For what? My procedure, she replied, like I was the one being slow. I'm getting work done. Face, neck, maybe some lipo. I deserve to feel beautiful. I stared at her for a second, trying to catch up. Okay, I said slowly. And why are you telling me this? Because you're paying for it, she said. I actually laughed. I genuinely thought she was joking. Some twisted test I didn't understand. She wasn't. I'm serious, she said, eyes narrowing. Ethan tells me what you make. You can afford it. He tells you what I make? I asked, thrown. I'm his mother, she said, like that justified everything. There are no secrets in family. Apparently there are, I muttered. She ignored that. You can put it on a card or pay in installments. I don't care how you do it. I just need the money by the end of the week. The clinic is holding my spot. I took a slow breath. Marianne, I said, as gently as I could, even if I could afford to hand you $15,000, why would I? This isn't an emergency. It's cosmetic surgery. Her whole face changed. The warmth, fake as it was, drained away. Her eyes went cold, sharp. Because if you don't, she said, voice low, I'll make sure Ethan sees who you really are. My stomach flipped. That's a threat, I said quietly. That's reality, she replied. I'm his mother. I've known him his whole life. I know exactly what to say to make him question you. She leaned in closer, perfume overwhelming. I'll tell him how secretive you are about money, how you don't prioritize his family, how controlling you can be, how you're changing him. One conversation is all it takes to plant doubt. Think about that. I sat there, coffee untouched, heart pounding. You have until the end of the week, she said, standing up. Don't test me, Lena. She picked up her leather folder like she'd just closed a contract and walked out. I stayed there, staring at the door, genuinely wondering if I'd hallucinated the whole thing. On the drive home, my thoughts kept looping. Did she seriously just try to extort me? Over a facelift? Will Ethan believe me? Or her? What does it say about her that she jumped straight to threats? That night, the text started. Marianne, have you thought about our discussion? Time is running out. Choose wisely. A minute later, I know how to get through to my son. I always have. Another. One conversation is all it takes. Remember that. That was when something in me snapped from shock into clarity. If she wanted to play games, fine. But I wasn't going to play them without keeping score. I started screenshotting everything. Every text. Every veiled threat. If she tried to twist this, I wanted proof. The deadline she'd given came and went. She called. I answered. Well, she said, have you done the right thing? No, I said. I'm not giving you $15,000. That's ridiculous. Silence. Then, in this terrifyingly calm voice, you just made the biggest mistake of your relationship. Do what you need to do, I replied, my own voice surprisingly steady. And I hung up. Ethan came home from work that evening like nothing was wrong. We made dinner, watched a show, laughed at something stupid. For a second, I let myself believe maybe his mother was bluffing. Maybe that was the end of it. The next morning, his phone started ringing. Over and over. He finally answered on speaker while we were making breakfast. Hey, Mom, what's up? Ethan, she said, tone dripping with concern. We need to talk about your girlfriend. The way Ethan's mother said your girlfriend made my stomach twist, like my existence was suddenly suspicious, contaminated. Ethan frowned, spatula in hand. What about her? She's been acting strange lately, Marianne said. Secretive, haven't you noticed? He blinked. No. Mom, what are you talking about? Just watch her, she whispered like she was revealing state secrets. Pay attention to how she handles money, how she treats family. I'm worried. Worried about what? He asked. I can't say more, she sighed dramatically. Just trust your mother's intuition. And she hung up. Ethan stared at the phone, then at me. Okay, he said slowly. What was that? I set down my coffee, heart racing. Your mom asked me for $15,000, I said, for a facelift. And when I said no, she threatened to turn you against me. His jaw dropped. She what? I grabbed my phone, handed it to him. Read it. He scrolled, read, scrolled again, brows knotted, face tightening. His expression went through 5 different emotions. Confusion, shock, disbelief, anger. Then a cold fury I had never ever seen on him. He looked up at me. She threatened our relationship over cosmetic surgery? Read it yourself, I whispered. He did, twice. Then he stood abruptly. I'm calling her. You sure? I asked. Oh, I'm very sure. He hit speaker. The phone rang. Once. Twice. Honey, Marianne said sweetly when she picked up. I was hoping you'd call. Did you threaten my girlfriend? Ethan cut in. Silence. I don't know what she told you, she said slowly, but I only asked for help. A medical procedure. A facelift is not medical, Ethan snapped. And you threatened her. I saw the texts. You're twisting things, she hissed. She's manipulating. Mom, Ethan said, voice going ice cold. You tried to blackmail her. Don't you dare, she said sharply. I'm your mother. And she's my partner, he replied. You tried to blow up my relationship over money. Her tone sharpened. If you choose her over me, you'll regret it. Ethan's eyes hardened. Is that another threat? Click. She hung up. Ethan lowered the phone, stunned. Holy shit. Yeah, I exhaled. Your mom tried to extort me, pretty much. He wrapped his arms around me. I am so sorry. I leaned into him, letting myself feel safe for a moment. It's not your fault, I said. None of this is your fault. But it turned out this was only the beginning. Update 1. Naively, I thought the confrontation would be the end. But the thing about manipulative people is they don't retreat. They regroup. The next morning, the text started again. To Ethan, you're choosing her over your own mother. Hope you can live with that. To me, you've poisoned him against me. This isn't over. Ethan blocked her. I didn't. I wanted a paper trail. I kept documenting everything. Screenshots, timestamps, call logs, evidence for whatever storm was coming. Then her husband called. Ethan's dad is the calm one, the reasonable one, the man who stays out of drama until absolutely necessary. Hey, he said, sounding exhausted. What's going on? Your mom is having a meltdown. So I explained everything. The 15K demand, the threats, the blackmail, the texts, the call that morning. There was a long silence. She asked you for how much, he finally said. $15,000 for elective cosmetic surgery. Jesus, he muttered. She told me you two were disrespecting her. She didn't mention the blackmail. Yeah, I said. Figured she wouldn't.
You got proof? I sent him screenshots. He called back 2 minutes later.
I don't even know what to say, he whispered. I'm embarrassed, truly.
You didn't do anything wrong, I said. Still, he exhaled.
You did the right thing saying no. She's used to getting her way. This won't end quietly.
Understatement of the year, Ethan muttered. Then Ethan's younger sister called. Mom says you're refusing to help her with a medical emergency, she said breathlessly.
Ethan snorted. Medical emergency? She wants a facelift.
Wait, what? She demanded Lena pay 15 grand, Ethan said, and threatened to ruin our relationship when we said no. I thought she needed surgery for her sinuses or something, his sister sputtered. What the hell?
I have the texts if you want to see them, I offered. Yes, please. I want to be very clear about which version of reality we're living in.
I sent them. She texted back 1 minute later.
Holy crap, I had no idea. I'm staying way out of this.
Smart girl. But news travels fast in families.
And soon enough,
Aunt called, then Grandma, then 2 cousins. Some supportive, some judgy, some moralizing. The worst was Grandma. You're disrespecting your mother over money, she scolded. You think you're too good for us now?
Ethan's sister, who was listening, yelled from behind the phone.
Grandma, she tried to blackmail them. That's not blackmail, Grandma snapped. That's family asking family for help.
Ethan hung up on her.
Good call.
Then came the escalation none of us were ready for. Marianne showed up at our house.
Not knocking, not texting. She just stood on the porch ringing the doorbell nonstop. We could see her through the Ring camera. I know you're in there, she screamed. This is about money. You're destroying this family. I recorded everything.
After 20 minutes of yelling and pounding on the door, she finally left. But before she did, she taped a note to the door.
You've made your choice. Don't come crying to me when you need me. You're dead to me until you fix this.
When Ethan got home, he peeled it off, read it, and just stared.
Well, he said softly, that's clear.
I'm sorry, I whispered.
He shook his head. No, don't. She did this, not you.
He crumpled the note.
We're not letting her rewrite this story. We had a wedding the next weekend, a cousin of Ethan's. We were both dreading it because Marianne would be there.
But Ethan looked at me and said,
I'm not running. I didn't do anything wrong. Neither did you. So we went. It was awkward as hell. Marianne sat on the opposite side, refused to look at us, kept whispering to different relatives, pointing at us dramatically. During dinner, Ethan's aunt approached us. So, she said hesitantly, there's family drama?
You could say that, Ethan replied, tired.
Your mother says you're refusing to help her when she needs medical care.
It's not medical, I said calmly. It's cosmetic, and she threatened to destroy our relationship if we didn't pay.
Her eyebrows shot up. Oh, that's very different than what she said.
Yeah, Ethan said flatly. Bet it is. After the wedding, Marianne created a giant group text. Ethan, his sister, cousins, family, friends, at least 20 people. Marianne, everyone, I want you all to know what's happening. My son and his girlfriend value money over family. They have abandoned me in my time of need. I am devastated to see what kind of people they really are.
Ethan stared at the message. My hands shook with anger.
I typed, anyone who wants the actual story with screenshots of the threats and blackmail can DM me. Otherwise, I'm done defending myself against lies.
3 people messaged immediately.
I sent them the screenshots.
2 apologized. One said,
we were still wrong. Grandma's right. It's disrespectful to say no.
Can't win everyone. But we weren't ready for the next twist.
It was about to get much, much worse. I expected things to get messy, but not this messy. I thought Marianne would sulk, complain to anyone who'd listen, maybe send a few dramatic texts or try to guilt trip Ethan again.
But no, she went nuclear.
And when manipulators go nuclear, they don't just burn the bridge, they burn the entire coastline. It began with Ethan's sister calling again, voice low like she was hiding in a closet. You two won't believe this, she whispered. Mom's been asking everyone for money.
Ethan frowned. Everyone?
Everyone, she confirmed. Grandma, Aunt Rita, Cousin Jenna, even my friend Hannah, who she barely knows.
For what? I asked.
She's telling different stories to different people, she said. Medical emergency, reunion costs, debt Dad won't pay. She's basically running a fundraiser for her face. I pinched the bridge of my nose. How much has she gotten? Maybe 3 grand total, his sister said. She keeps complaining about how cheap everyone is.
I laughed bitterly. She demanded $15,000 from me. 3 grand isn't going to cut it.
Oh, she's furious. You should hear her ranting. She says this family doesn't appreciate her sacrifices.
Sacrifices? She sacrificed nothing but peace. An hour later, Ethan's father called. He sounded exhausted. Beyond exhausted. Broken. I need to tell you something, he said. It's about your mother. We sat down on the couch, bracing ourselves. She's been taking money from our retirement account. Ethan froze. What? I checked the statements. She's withdrawn about 5,000 over the last few months. Small amounts at first, then larger. My chest tightened. Oh no. When I confronted her, he continued quietly, she said she deserved it, that she earned it for putting up with me. Ethan closed his eyes. Dad, I'm so sorry. There's more, he said, sounding ashamed. She opened a credit card, both our names, without asking me. There's already 2,000 charged on it, all for cosmetic consultations and deposits. That's financial abuse, I said. I know, he whispered. I'm handling it. I just wanted you to know before she tries blaming you. When the call ended, I looked at Ethan. He looked broken. My mom, he whispered. I don't even recognize her anymore. I took his hand. That woman was always there, I said softly. She just never heard the word no until now. We thought we'd hit the bottom. We hadn't. Later that week, Ethan's phone buzzed with a call from Linda, his mom's best friend for over 20 years. And this woman never called us. Ever, Ethan answered. Hey, Linda, everything okay? No, she said. I need to talk to you both right now. It's about your mother. My stomach dropped. Here we go. Marianne is telling people things about you two, Linda said carefully. Lies. Ethan sat forward. What kind of lies? That Ethan is abusive. The world tilted. My heartbeat slammed against my ribs. What? Ethan choked out. She's saying you're controlling, Linda continued. Dangerous. That Lena's trapped. She's telling people she's trying to save her daughter-in-law before it's too late. I felt sick. And, Linda hesitated, this is the worst part. She's showing people a picture of bruises. Ethan's face drained of color. What bruises? He whispered. Someone's arm, not yours, Linda said to me gently. She either faked them or used someone else's photo. But she's been showing them to people at the salon. My hands trembled. Who has she shown? I breathed. At least 6 regular customers, Linda said. I can give you the names if you need. Ethan pressed a hand to his forehead. I can't believe this. Oh, honey, Linda said sadly. I can. I've known your mother a long time. This is the worst I've ever seen her. I took the phone. This is the allegedly abusive girlfriend, I said, voice shaking with rage. Thank you for telling us. Truly. Linda sighed. I'm sorry. I just couldn't let this go on. After hanging up, I sat there in shock. Silent. Frozen. Ethan pulled me into a hug. She lied about abuse, I whispered. Over $15,000. Ethan held me tighter. I'm so sorry. No, I said fiercely. We're not letting her get away with this. That night, we made a plan. We get ahead of it, I said, before she spreads this to more people. You mean privately? Ethan asked. I mean publicly, I said. Family first. Then anyone else if we have to. He swallowed hard. Okay, let's do it. We spent the next several hours creating a timeline of every event, every threatening text, every veiled ultimatum, screenshots of her lies, proof of the fake bruise picture, names of people she'd lied to, statements from those willing to confirm. It was devastating to look at all at once. A map of madness, but necessary. We sent it to Ethan's dad first. His response came in seconds. Send this to everyone. She's gone too far. Ethan created a new group chat. Family truth thread. 20 people, siblings, aunts, uncles, grandparents, cousins, relatives, close enough to matter. Then he wrote, This is what actually happened. Decide for yourselves. We're done letting her spread lies about us. And he attached the entire packet. The reactions came immediately. Sister, holy shit, I didn't know it was this bad. Aunt, your mother's always been dramatic, but this is insane. Uncle, we support you both, 100%. Grandmother, this is out of context. You're making your mother look bad. Ethan replied, She made herself look bad. We're just showing the truth. Cousin, your mom asked me for money 3 different times, each with a different story. Now everything makes sense. She's a scammer. Within hours, the tide shifted. Her lies collapsed under their own weight. People who had been neutral suddenly saw the pattern. Those who had believed her started asking questions. The ones she'd asked for money were furious. And Marianne? Silent. For days, until one final text arrived. You've humiliated me, made me look like a monster. I'll never forgive you. Ethan handed me his phone. Well, he said softly, there it is. I exhaled slowly. We're free now. Or so we thought. I wish I could say that exposing the truth ended everything cleanly. But people like Marianne don't collapse quietly. They cling. They scramble. They reinvent themselves as the victim in 100 new narratives. And they always find a new angle.
This final part is where everything unravels and somehow, finally, begins to heal. A few days after the group chat explosion, Ethan's dad came over for coffee. He looked drained, like someone had unplugged all the color from him. I moved everything to a separate checking account, he said. My name only. Changed all my passwords. Good, Ethan said. She can't keep draining your money. I'm not leaving her, he added quickly. Not yet. But I'm done enabling her. He rubbed his temples. She's furious with me now, too. Says she sacrificed everything for this family and deserves to look beautiful. I almost laughed. I didn't. Instead, I said softly, You're doing the right thing. She crossed too many lines. He nodded. This isn't the woman I married. Not anymore. Remember how Ethan's dad mentioned counseling? They tried it. 2 sessions. Total disaster. According to him, Marianne spent the entire time playing the martyr, claiming everyone betrayed her, insisting the abuse rumors were misunderstood, framing the facelift as a family obligation, saying we owed her respect and financial support. The therapist, God bless that woman, finally asked, Do you think your need for validation through appearance and financial support from others might be connected to deeper emotional issues? That was the end of that session. Marianne stood up, grabbed her purse, and stormed out. She refused to return. Classic. With everyone refusing to fund her vanity project, Marianne found a clinic that would do the surgery for $8,000. Cheaper. Lower quality. Red flags everywhere. She sold jewelry. Pawned designer bags. Borrowed money from people who still believed her lies. And she went through with it. A week later, she posted photos on Facebook. Her face wrapped in bandages, swollen and bruised, captioned, Finally choosing myself. Doing what no one else would support me in. I scrolled through the comments with Ethan. Most people wrote supportive things. But then, didn't your family want to help? Thought your daughter would have supported you. Is everything okay between you and Ethan? She didn't respond to any of those. Of course she didn't. Then things got even more unhinged. I was at work, just a normal Tuesday, typing into a spreadsheet when security pinged my desk phone. There's a woman in the lobby asking for you by name. My stomach dropped. Oh God, I whispered. It's her. Ethan's coworker mouthed, Do you need help? I shook my head and walked downstairs. Sure enough, Marianne stood there like a storm cloud in overpriced heels. We need to talk, she said. Not here, I hissed. Follow me outside. My entire team was staring. We stepped into the parking lot. She crossed her arms. You turned my son against me, she spat. No, I said evenly. You did that all by yourself. I'm his mother. And I'm his partner, I replied. You threatened our relationship over cosmetic surgery. What did you think would happen? I thought you'd show compassion, she snapped, or respect. For blackmail, I said. That's what you call respect? It wasn't blackmail, she said firmly. I pulled out my phone. I still have the screenshots. Want me to read them out loud, in front of my coworkers? Her face went purple. You, she hissed, are horrible. For refusing to give you $15,000, I asked? Or for exposing your lies? She took a step closer. You care more about money than family. No, I said softly. You care more about money than family. You chose a facelift over your son. A long, dangerous silence. Then she spun on her heel and stormed off. Security called 10 minutes later. That woman is now on our restricted list. She's not allowed back. I thanked them. Then I went into a supply closet and cried. Not from sadness, from exhaustion. Because Marianne can't resist a grand gesture, she held a recovery celebration. Invited everyone. Except us. Most people didn't go. The ones who did said it was painfully awkward. She kept complaining, crying, accusing her family of betrayal, showing off her bruises, begging for sympathy, hinting she needed more money. One cousin summarized it best. It was like a fundraiser for narcissism. Then came my birthday. My first one without Marianne trying to dominate the day with criticism, guilt, and passive-aggressive jokes. I expected to be sad. Instead, nothing. No sadness, no longing, just peace. You know what's weird? I admitted to Ethan. I don't miss her. He squeezed my hand. That's not weird. That's healthy. I miss the idea of a normal mother-in-law, I said. But her? No, I don't miss the drama. He kissed my forehead. You're allowed to choose peace. Later that week, Ethan's dad called. She's not happy with the results, he sighed. Says the surgery was too subtle. Already talking about revision surgery. Another $6,000. What did you tell her? Ethan asked. That she's on her own, he said firmly. I'm done. That was the moment I realized something. Entitled people rarely learn, but healthy people learn to walk away. Ethan and I sat on our porch that night, watching the sun go down. Do you think she'll ever apologize? I asked. No, Ethan said softly, but that's okay. We don't need her to.
He took my hand.
Our life is quieter, better, stronger, and she didn't destroy us. She destroyed her own credibility.
I nodded. She wanted to turn me against you, he said. Instead, she turned everyone against herself.
We sat there in the golden evening light, letting the breeze wash away the last traces of the chaos she caused.
She's got her new face, Ethan said dryly.
And we, I added, leaning my head on his shoulder, have peace.
He kissed the top of my head. I'll take that trade.